A very good evening to all of you friends. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. A very good evening to each and every one of you out there. In this session, I shall be discussing with you a very important and a significant topic on law of tort. The topic that I have chosen for today's session is general defenses. Because over the years, what we have seen is from this part of law of torts, that is general defense, a substantial amount of questions do come, and the students who have prepared well insofar as general defenses is concerned, they tend to score a lot. So over the next couple of minutes in this session, I will be discussing some very important aspects relating to general defenses. What exactly is general defense? What are the various general defenses under law of tort? So those are the two key areas that I will be pressing upon in this session. So guys, let's begin. But before I begin, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you CLAT with BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive exam preparation platform. Unlock your 3-day free trial access today. Go to the description box below. You will find a link. You have to just click on the link and you can access 3-day of free trial to all our courses. BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you CLAT 2025 comprehensive course, wherein we will be providing you with 380 plus hours of live classes, 300 plus recorded videos, mock test, practice question, sectional test, study material, doubt resolution, and the CLAT Ignite magazine. Get started for CLAT 2025 as soon as possible because the exams will be scheduled very soon. Okay, the notification will come up in another 2 to 3 months time, and then in the first week of December you will have your exam. So we are in the end of March, so from April onwards, if you calculate, you don't have much time ahead, approximately 6 months, keeping in mind your board preparation also. So what exactly is general defense? So coming to the topic of general defense, what do we understand by general defense? General defense simply means those justifications which are available to a person when there are certain allegations against him of having committed a civil wrong. So suppose there are certain allegations against an individual. Suppose there is an allegation against Mr. A that Mr. A has committed certain civil wrong. So what are those justifications? What are those defenses that that person, that individual, Mr. A, in the present situation has to relieve him out of any guilt? So those arguments that he can produce in the court. Now suppose there is an allegation against an individual. He also gets a chance to rebut those allegations, right? He gets a chance to rebut those allegations. So what are those arguments? What are those justifications that can be used by that individual in a court of law to defend himself? That is what we understand by general defenses. These are something called excuses to escape liability in law of tort. So what we are currently speaking is general defenses, its meaning. Because general defense happens to be a very important part of your syllabus. आप अगर इस चीज को अच्छी तरीके से समझ जाते हैं तो आप ये ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होगा समझने में. Is that clear? Am I audible to all of you? I hope I am. Yeah? Okay, fantastic. So general defenses are those justifications which are used by a person against whom there are certain allegations of having committed a civil wrong. That's it. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. Any questions? Okay. Now, under law of tort, there are 8 general defenses. So you have voluntary non-fit injuria, you have plaintiff the wrongdoer, inevitable accident, act of God, private defense, mistake, necessity, and statutory authority. So, in general defense, we have these 8 general defenses. Is that clear? So, we have 8 general defenses in total. Now, over here in today's session, I am just going to speak and discuss about some 4 important general defenses. Is that clear? So in this session, आज जो हम लोग का सेशन है, इस सेशन में हम लोग सिर्फ 4 जनरल डिफेंस के बारे में बात करेंगे. उसका मतलब क्या होता है, क्या क्या चीज होता है, उसके बारे में हम लोग बात करेंगे. Am I clear? Everyone? Am I audible to all of you? Am I audible? Am I audible to each and every one of you? Okay. I hope I am audible. Okay. You just need to, I'll just check in case there is some difficulty in the audio round. No, I don't think there is any difficulty in the audio. I don't think there is any difficulty in the audio, guys. I don't think there is. Okay. Okay. So today I am going to discuss with you some very, very important general defenses, 4 in number. So guys, let's begin. Let us begin. Okay. The first general defense that I'm going to talk about today is act of God. Because this general defense is very frequently asked in your law entrance examination, be it CLAT, be it Maharashtra CET, be it Symbiosis, SLAT, or any other exam. This is an area which is properly quizzed. Now, what is act of God? Now, suppose a harm is committed because of the violence of nature and there is no human interference. Keep that in your mind. Suppose there is a natural activity. Suppose, somebody was given a duty to build a building, huge building, and out of nowhere, there happens to be a tsunami in the coastal area. And tsunami, as you know, came in and it just crumbled the building. Now, there might be some 100 people residing in the building. Some of them might have succumbed to the injury. Some people were injured. Some dead. Now, there might be a case by the relatives of those dead and injured, saying that, Mr. A, the builder, did not build the building properly. Now, and there can be a claim, monetary claim, financial claim regarding this. So, this measure or act of God is that particular defense which plays an important role out here. It's a natural activity, a tsunami. You understand it? Earthquake, volcanic eruption. So these are all, natural activity. Now, these natural activity which does not have any human interference. Which does not have any human interference. I cannot create an earthquake. I cannot create a volcanic eruption. I cannot create a tsunami. Neither can I stop it. There is no human interference. It cannot be prevented by human intervention also. So these extraordinary activities of nature is a kind of a defense. If tomorrow there is a case against, a liability case being registered against the builder of that building, he will go to the court and say that it's an act of God. I am not responsible for it. Is that clear? I'm giving you examples, illustration, how this is of a great help. This defense is of any help in a particular situation. Am I clear to everyone? Is that clear? So, general defense, act of God, is the violence of nature. There is no human interference. It cannot be prevented or created by human being. It is extraordinary in nature. And that's it. And it's not natural to a particular geographic location. Now, sandstorm is, natural in those areas like Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, Bikaner, desert. So in the Thar desert, little bit of sandstorm is normal. But in West Bengal, if you say there is a sandstorm, it becomes an non-natural. That will be an act of God in West Bengal, but not an act of God in Jaisalmer. I hope I have made myself abundantly clear to all of you. Okay. Next, voluntary non-fit injuria. It means it's a kind of a defense wherein somebody has given consent to a wrong. Now, I'll give you an example. Now, suppose I enter the boxing ring. I know what happens inside the boxing ring. It's not that I am not aware of what happens inside the boxing ring. People punch each other, box. And what happens? I enter the boxing ring knowing fully well what happens inside the ring. I am aware of the risk. I have given my consent to the risk by entering the boxing ring. And thereafter, I suffer some injury. I suffer some injury owing to certain punches on my face. Now the question is, can I go to the court and claim compensation? The question therefore is, can I go to the court and file a case on compensation? No. Over here, the law says, if I have voluntarily taken a risk, I am aware of the risk, I have given my consent to the risk. Later on, if I suffer an injury, I cannot claim any compensation. So that is what is voluntary non-fit injuria. Voluntary non-fit injuria simply means once you have voluntarily accepted a risk and then you had knowledge of the risk, you had accepted the risk, later on if you suffer some harm, you cannot claim any compensation. You do not have a right to sue. That is it. That is exactly what we understand by the term voluntary non-fit injuria. Okay. Moving on to the next question, to the next slide. Or any questions? Any questions? आपके दिमाग में अगर किसी भी प्रकार का questions है? Yes, live classes are happening for CLAT 2025. Yeah. Live classes are happening for CLAT 2025 on our app. There is no doubt about it. Okay. Live classes are happening. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Okay. Moving on to the next defense, that is private defense. Now, this is again very, very important, very frequently asked in your examination. Now, what is private defense? Now, private defense simply means in case there is an imminent threat to my body or my property, I can use reasonable force or proportional force to defend myself. So, in case where there exists an imminent danger to my life or my property, my life would mean my life, my wife's life, my husband's life, my mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, uncle, aunt, even neighbors. So it is not confined only to you. It is expansive in nature. So in case there is any kind of a threat to your body, your neighbor's body, or their property, your property, you can use proportional force or reasonable force. Now, the force that you are using to protect yourself, bodily or property-wise, has to be reasonable. The force cannot be excessive. That is what precisely this particular law says. The force that you are using cannot be excessive in nature. It has to be proportional and reasonable. Now, suppose somebody comes to beat me with a stick in his hand. I cannot take out my gun and shoot him. Of course not. Somebody is coming with a stick in his hand. I cannot use my gun. No, even if I have a licensed gun, I cannot use it. What can I use? I can probably use a stone and throw at him to protect myself. Is that clear? Here is the difference. You cannot use excessive force or unreasonable force. The law permits you to use reasonable and proportional force in case there is an imminent threat to your life or your property. Is that clear? Now, suppose there is a threat to your life. Somebody is aiming his gun at you and his finger is on the trigger. Of course, you can take your pistol out and shoot him. Yes. It has to be reasonable insofar as repelling the danger. You cannot use by any stretch of imagination something that is excessive in nature. Is that clear? Every one of you. Is that clear? So you cannot use something that is excessive. Okay. Moving on to the next. Any questions? So guys, if you are liking this session, do press the like button. If you are liking this session, do press the like button and share this session with your friends. Okay. Just do that because a lot of people will be helped by these sessions. Okay. Moving on. Next. Is plaintiff the wrongdoer? Now, who is a plaintiff? Plaintiff is that person who goes to the court and says, my legal right is violated. I want compensation. The moment, who is a plaintiff? So the plaintiff is that individual who goes to the court and says, मेरा legal right का हनन हुआ है. I require compensation. I want compensation. And who is the defendant? The defendant is that individual against whom the plaintiff is seeking compensation. That means the defendant is something like an accused who is accused of doing a civil wrong in a court of law. So an accused, someone is accused of doing something that is a civil wrong. That is the defendant. Plaintiff says, my legal rights are violated. And who violated it? Defendant. That is the two things. Now, if the plaintiff himself has committed a wrong, If the plaintiff himself has committed a wrong, the law says you cannot claim any compensation. If the defendant can prove in a court of law that it was the plaintiff who committed the wrong, then the plaintiff cannot get any compensation. There is no legal cause. Is that clear? तो अगर कल डिफेंडेंट के अगेंस्ट में प्लेंटिफ फाइल करता है केस, और कल अगर डिफेंडेंट कोर्ट में प्रूव करता है कि देखिए जी, देखिए हुजूर, मेरा कोई गलती नहीं है, प्लेंटिफ का खुद का गलती है, उसका ही गलती से हुआ है, मेरा कोई तो गलती नहीं है जी, then this is a defense in the eyes of law. This is a defense in the eyes of law. Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear to each and every one of you? Any questions? Any questions that you guys have? Okay? Any questions? कोई भी questions है? Guys, BYJU'S exam prep brings to you other law entrance examination preparation. So a comprehensive preparation course for other law entrance examination. Kickstart, we have a separate batch for Maharashtra CET, CLAT and other law entrance examination. Get it now. BYJU'S exam prep brings to you CLAT 2025 comprehensive course, 380 plus hours of live classes, 300 plus recorded videos, mock test, practice question, sectional test, study material, doubt resolution, and the CLAT Ignite magazine. Those of you who are wanting to just get the test series of BYJU'S exam prep, we are bringing to you 25 CLAT mock, 15 ALET mock, and 15 OLET mock. Unlimited access to all our mock tests at the most affordable price. So guys, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our Instagram, like our Facebook page, join our Telegram channel, and do not forget to download the BYJU'S exam prep app today, because a lot of things do happen on our app. With this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great evening ahead. Bye-bye. All the best. Thank you.